What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. In this particular video, y'all, will be reviewing the Greenleaf Season 1, Episode 8. Recap. So, anyways, y'all, shout out to my YouTube family. Let's get into, this episode. Now, Uncle Molester Mac was not here in this particular episode. I will, even though I'm not usually a person, I usually say this, with, y'all new subscriber or future subscriber. Or, supporter. I don't like to use say subby, supporter. They have a disclaimer at the beginning of this episode. I'm just saying, usually I go all over the place, but I wanted to say this. They had this disclaimer in the episode was to say this was filmed in January 2016, and they were saying about there is going to be scenes of violence and actions and stuff like that. And it was still, with the issues with gun violence. So they didn't say all, Black Lives Matter and stuff in disclaimer. But, it was, I know it was referring to probably that, policeman David, in this episode, even though it was edited. But anyway, y'all, let's get into it. And so we got more secrets coming. And here's a couple things. Isabella is, and Noah, you got one scene, they trying to decide between two napkins, and he chooses the wrong napkin. He didn't choose the red pill, and instead they're supposed to choose the blue pill. And she just basically like this, like, can you, we can agree on one thing, and then he's like, okay, I'll take this next. Okay, I know you like it, I know you're just going with this thing, blah, blah, blah. And, like I said, she asked Noah, was he gonna tell Mrs. May about them moving? And he said he hasn't considered it yet, especially since they're paying for everything, right? You got Uncle Molester Mac paying for the cake, that may come up a little later on in a couple of episodes, so the season finale. I don't know, they got, 10 episodes probably in total for this season, whatever, I don't know, I haven't looked up. But we got Gigi coming in one of the scenes, right? And she's like, she's coming in when, like I said, with Isabel Noah talking, and I guess in their office, whatever. And then, it's like the little competition thing right then and there, because Isabella, asks her, I guess, I don't know, it's the wedding reception or what. I think it is probably the wedding because isn't it 2 weeks or whatever, right? And she's asking about who's Gigi's plus one, and she's like, Sophia. And, Isabella's like, well, I'll be praying for you, and hopefully maybe you'll find somebody with this for, okay, right, blah, 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 I know y'all got stuff to do, but let me go. And, I'm surprised those eyes turned green, okay. And there was another scene where you got Miss May, she's talking to Isabella, they in a big old backyard. In this section here, they're going to have dance over here. They're going to have 300 dubs over here, all this other stuff. And Isabella's like, thank you, but you don't really need to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then she's kind of, again, is bringing up the whole thing about where, well, I just, do you feel about... She still feels some type of way worried about, like, between, the still connection, but, like, comparing her to Gigi, and basically, like, she's not, in other words, saying competition, but she's kind of a little bit worried. And even Miss May was even forming, like, that's been 20 years ago, and that's been there, done it, whatever. You, just remember, you on this, you are everything to him. Believe that, okay? And that's all she was trying to say, like, it's been there, done that. But, you could, like I said, she was pretty shook, because, like I said, ever since Gigi get town, Gigi's almost been, everybody knows, I said, Bishop Cold-Blooded James's, mind, whatever, because there and there, everybody is like, instead of everybody hate Chris, everybody hate Gigi. Well, everybody, or strongly dislike her, because you don't want to always say the word hate. That's a very strong word. So, we have another scene, like I said, we know Gigi is still investigating, because also, I think when she talks in there with Noah after, Miss Isabella leaves, they're also discussing about, trying to get information still on Molester Mac. And she even asked him, does he know this information about, how to get into some computer, no, they end up walking. And they're walking around, the big old church, just outside. And that's when he's up there saying, like, about, asking him information about how, how the way they could probably take him down. And that's when he said he knows how to get somebody to hack into the stuff or get an hour to, like, maybe his files, like, get into his computer because of, somebody was, down on some porn or something on the job or previous. But she also, when she said, well, I don't want to ask you that because you get in trouble. And Noah was like, well, you know, I'll do for these circumstances. I thought maybe it was just me, y'all. But when she had that smile face, so what do you mean? You know, he was like, when he said the comment, consider circumstances, he doesn't mind doing it as far as hacking and Uncle Molester Max, you know, computer somehow, or getting, you know, downloading the stuff, the file drive, to some of his information or something, because of the circumstances. And I thought that she probably thought, like, because it was for her. You know, like, because his love has never died after all these years for her feelings, that he still had hope that was his first and only true love. You know, he didn't get the second, you know, you sometimes you get a second, the one that got away. It was like the only one that got away. And she just kind of felt, and he was like, no, him and Isabella are about to leave to Denver. And, she, you know, she was like, oh, and I think she might have asked, you know, did she tell, you know, Miss May? And he was like, Miss May, and he was like, no, not yet, whatever. Also, that same scene, y'all knows when Isabella was talking about to Miss May about worrying about Gigi and stuff, whatever. And even Miss May was like, oh man, can't be that way before the wedding. And you know, they get worried. And then she started kind of sidetracking, like, you know, like a example. Then they throw the Rolex and, you know, the Rolex of numbers in your face and all this other stuff. And forget it made you feel like this. But you know, men be like that all the time, feeling some type of way before they get married. You know, so maybe she just seemed like, okay, where was that from? Okay. But anyways, we have another scene. And another scene, like I said, I'm trying to squeeze this all in. We also have it where the Black Lives Matter is back again. And David has not been charged with the killings. With the killing of the 16-year-old boy that was shot in, he's in an accident. And also about his tribe, Chastity's going around, and I think she's getting all these emails, 5 emails complaining about, you know, the new guy, Carlton, being, you know, the choir director or whatever his position is, because of his, you know, him being blunt about sexuality, which is interesting. Kevin said, well, you know what, that's a sin, he shouldn't be doing that. But Chastity said, you know, all is love, or something like referring like love is love and stuff. Read the whole Bible. And I'm thinking like, Kevin, you don't need to be talking, because I'm surprised we didn't see him on one of them 6-pack sites or whatever. And I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen when somebody puts him on blast, you know. So, like I said, it was Chastity, Kevin, and I think, I know Pastor Cobalt James, and I think maybe Gigi was in there, and they looked at, like I said, when they seen on the TV screen about David, you know, the policeman, being not charged. And then, you know, here you got the dude, and he looked familiar with the part in his head anyway, who's like from pastor from another place that was in a previous episode about this whole situation, and looking like, you know, the policeman should be charged with murder, you know. And he, you know, he was talking about Shabra, you know, the name of the, you know, Cold-Blooded Bishop's church. And, you know, here go Cold-Blooded James, Bishop Cold-Blooded James, like, you know, I'm going to have to pay him a visit. And he goes, basically, to talk to him. And he first was trying to have him talk to outside closed doors. He was like, you know, because he was outside and they giving out shirts and whatever. And, you know, it do look like the dude from, I didn't know at first. I was reading TV reviews again, or something in the comments, that was the dude originally from the House of Pains, like, who was in Barbershop, that dude that worked there. And he looked different because he got the part. But I know Cold-Blooded James wanted to smack that part and put it in the middle, you know, and smack it so hard that he gets cornrow braids to the back of his head. Just that's how, you know, the cornrow had Bishop had that look, because, you know, the Bishop's like, you know, the other guy, pastor or whatever his name was, he basically was letting him know, like, well, how was that audit and all this stuff? But he's basically talking about, I want to expose the evil that has to do with that church. And, you know, first, Bishop Cold-Blooded James was thinking, like, he talking about David and stuff like that. He said, you know, he's a member of, you know, my church and stuff, you know, stuff like that. And basically, like, trying to make it seem like, okay, like, David is not this bad person. He's like, I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about you. And then, like I say, brought up the audit information, up there bringing that up, and he's like, everything's fine, whatever. He was like, no, I pray for that, you know, I don't want the church to be going down, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I'm talking about that personal audit. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, you know, with that. And again, supposedly later we find an episode, Oka Matt, when he was in D.C. somewhere, supposedly took care of that situation with the personal matter. So it's not supposed to be brought up, I guess, at the moment. But, like I said, Bishop ended up leaving because the guy let just know in stance that he's going to plan on, you know, once I put you on blast, or like basically let him know like he got a problem with the bishop, and he gonna let him be known that it will be put on blast about who he really is. Because like I said, he's going to reveal the evil. Okay. So, where's my Bible? I don't get my Bible ain't over here. I think, yeah, I got a Bible over here somewhere, y'all. Get my New Testament. Okay. Anyways, y'all, let's continue. Now, we got another scene in the episode. Like I said, that Gigi wants Noah's able to get this files, gives the files to Gigi. Gigi's in the room with Noah, and they notice that we see, you know, she's like, she noticed a certain out of calendar, something stood up with had personal information and stuff like that. Something has to do with Nashville, right? She goes back to go see Danielle, right? And with her mom at home. And Danielle, she finally vented the truth to Gigi. That she's like, you know, I guess maybe Uncle Mac's position, he must be a lawyer or something like that. But she was like, she had these speeding or these troubles, some type of speeding ticket or something with, something that had to do with, you know, that would have got her in trouble. And she asked him for help. Then he started coming around. Then he started taking her fishing. Then she found, it turns out that she was pregnant. And the reason why she went to Nashville, and then the girl started crying, she was like, am I going to go to hell for killing my baby? So they had her had a abortion, and then she says this. She's asking Gigi if there's any other girls come out, that's where she'll feel comfortable. She's like, she wants to go ahead and proceed with testifying against this monster. But it's like, okay, we need other people. Where's other people, whatever. And Gigi says she's working on it. Well, actually, we all know, actually, her sister was one of them. But we all know, unfortunately, that where that situation's at. And, she was saying, well, I'm worried about my mom getting in trouble for the scholarship. And Gigi's like, scholarship? You know, so in that scene. Now, we have another scene that Gigi is working on a Saturday, and she's talking to this lady. I forgot what her name was, that's been working in the church. And I guess she did, you know, like I said, a little more digging. And her daughter, 8 years ago, also, she was like, I don't need to ask no weird questions and stuff, but didn't your daughter get like a scholarship 8 years ago? She was like, yeah, you know, she got in a beauty school and stuff like that. You know, Miss May helped me out with this scholarship, blah, blah, blah. And then she like this, like, people usually, when they do those scholarships, they usually have to fill out an application. I noticed that, she didn't have to do that. And then she was just like, oh, no, well, you know, since I was already working here, she, you know, she kind of started, you know, putting her head down. And that's when Gigi just flat out decided to ask her. You know, it was a question. She was kind of like, so, you know, you still stayed here or something like that or whatever. And, you know, just kind of indirectly ask her about, you know, the situation without saying the words. And the lady was like, yeah, you know, Mr. Silly, somebody had put the application through. Like, she knew, but at the same time, she just, because, you know, Gigi's asking once that question asked her, because the girl, woman didn't get offended, but she just kind of still looked like this. She was like, well, why did you still stay and work down here, you know, all this time, knowing this, basically not saying the word, knowing this monster was there. But, you know, it's like, hello, monster there. And she just like, well, you know what? The Bible told you know, it says for you to, you know, move on and stuff. And that's what I was doing, moving on. But technically, it wasn't her moving on because she still stayed in the same area, which allowed this predator to have access to a daughter covered up with a scholarship. So, what moving on was you really doing? Okay? So, anyways, because, I mean, she admitted that the scholarship wasn't right, but still, like I said, you know, the lady still, I forgot what her name was, still, enabled and pacify that and cover that up as well. Okay. So, another scene. Gigi also, when they do the verdict, you know, David's surrounded by, you know, protesters everywhere at the hotel. Gigi goes to see him and try to motivate him at least to try to stay in town and still go to church. And at least say, I'm sorry. She knows it's going to be hard and stuff like that. She tried running away and she's back here and she's trying to get him to say, like, running away is not going to be answered. He talking about trying to go to Delaware, some country out of the United States. I don't think he said country out of the United States, but he's trying to start over because he's like, even though, because I think she spoke to him after they, you know, made the announcement that he was found out guilty. You know, how he felt like, even though it's like he's off, he still has to deal with the after effects of people, you know, are going to come after him and stuff, you know, so. in the end, was he really free and did he really win? So, like I said, Gigi tried to talk to him a little bit, then left, and that's what I'm saying is, then I think that's when she talked with Noah and spoke to him. After, of course, when another scene is she spoke to Noah and talked about the Daniel situation, and she's like, she wants to take him down. Noah's like, well, you got the information you need. You know, he was taking a chance, right? But now Gigi's thought about is, she's like, okay, my parents may not know about the circumstances, so she, about the scholarship. So now she's worrying about, she wants to take old Mac down without taking, her family, rest of the family or church down. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. You know what I mean? So, in other words, it's like, if she's willing to expose Uncle Mac, she's willing to shut down the whole church, the whole ministry, just everything. So now she's kind of giving it second thought, I guess. Also, we got Jacob again. He's still trying. He's been talking to his mama, got her making bread pudding. But before that, he had this one dude come in because he's still trying to work on trying to get his dad to go TV. Even the guy tried to promote him to go don't stop the limitations of what God can do for you. I was driving one Jaguar. Now I got 3 Jaguars. I got 5 Mac Pros, okay? You cannot stop me there. I just get started. All my mattresses are all sleep numbers, okay? That's what the man was trying to promote, get on it. And, Bishop was like, okay, that's good, but you can still go on with that. Thank you. You keep going. We ain't gonna sit here. Jacob was trying to say, why, Dad? Why? Bishop like, I already made my mind. I ain't gotta do all this. Jesus, Jesus had people coming. You ain't gotta sit there and have it televised. So the guy ended up leaving, and Jacob still is kind of just like disappointed. Bishop Coldblood is still like whatever. Like I said, he talked to his mom about, like I said, he tried, and then the mom explained to him, I heard, that you tried, to go on your dad, but that's something he's not going to do. He's not going to do no television. Simple as that, you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, we have another scene. I don't know if it's the same scene or not, but, again, here's another scene where we're going to go and talk about, we've seen the bishop. I don't know if he was putting dentures in, because we know he got teeth in real life, but I don't know if he's putting dentures in, or bracelets or something in it, right? For the night, or a whitening kit. But he was talking to his wife again, and, just talking about some, I don't know what they did, whatever. What stood out is when he had this thing in his hand started shaking really bad. And Aunt May had took, the item from his hand. And she was basically like this. So are you ever going to tell the real reason why, he can't be reinstated, or the real reason, like, you don't want to do, why you don't want to really do TV? And he just kind of left it alone, and I think still just tried to brush his teeth or whatever. So, now he's keeping a secret. Japheth, obviously, I don't know if this is Parkinson's, I don't know what it is, but he had this real bad shake. And he doesn't want to be on TV because of whatever health condition that he has that will, be out in the open. And you know how image is everything, So, we also had another scene where Zora the drug explorer, I don't know, maybe stepcard, and Sophia are helping Clarissa explain it all, like start making these Ukraines for the wedding. And Zora, well, I'm going to call her Dora. Zora explained to Sophia, like, Mom is having me because I think Clarissa explained, I asked Zora that she'd been reading the Bible, what part, I forgot what chapter it was on. She's had me read the whole Bible the whole year. I'm like, girl, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm almost in the New Testament. I'm almost done, and I'm going to reread it again. But, hey, girl, I'm almost at a whole year. If I could do it, you can do it, Zora the Explorer. Anyway, so, she explains there's a story, it's so effed up, or F something, and she said effed up in the word. I'm thinking like, Zora, see, you're doing too much. See, that's why you need to get help, or ask Lord to go cold turkey with all that junk you're doing. And Clarissa Spaniel just looked at her like, hush, but you're talking about Philippians or something, one of the chapters. Like I say, that's my first time reading the full Bible, so work with me here. So, she was saying with her about the concubine or something like that, and she explained it, and then Sophia brought it later on to her mom, and we're about to get into this scene of the night, the last two scenes, okay? So Uncle Molester Mac is still out of town, right? And I think, like I said, I don't know if it's the same scene where she was talking about not exposing her family, but, you know, Gigi ends up at Noah's, you know, like I said, Noah stays in the same area on this big acres of land that her family stays at. So she ends up go talking to him and ends up, I just remember like all of a sudden they talking and they standing, you know, all I know is they standing. And I'm like, no, Gigi, don't do it. No. We just always liking you. Don't you do it. I don't care Isabella is the way don't you do it. You don't want it to be done to you. Don't. And she's just looking at her and it was like, what if I would have stayed? And here, Noel's like, you know, I thought you want somebody more exciting than me. Like, and she's like, exciting? Like, what do you mean? And, you know, you just seen this, like I said, he probably knows she would use Crest 3D whitening on her teeth, and he used Aquafresh. That's how close they were, okay? And they're just like, I don't know, and I'm like, no. Then first they started kissing. You know, Gigi was like, no, I don't want to stop. And, you know, she's still like this after they kiss, like they like here and here, and she like, no, I don't think we should do this. And then they started just kissing. I'm thinking still, please, y'all can stop this. Then I knew it was bad once he got her on the wall. And I'm like, no, they still kiss on the wall. Then she taking off her shoes. I'm like, what type of acrobats they about to start doing? She got to take off her shoes to do all this. She could have left them on. She got a skirt on. Okay, never mind. Well, but you know what I mean. Then all of a sudden, ooh. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Is those panties coming down out from the skirt? Down? I'm like, wait a minute. That's not a... those are her panties. And then I'm seeing Noah going down there as well. And then I doubt he was trying to find some coins that fell out her purse or something down there. And I'm like, is he licking it down low? Because I just heard her. I'm like, no. And next thing I know, he comes up whatever, and then all you see Noah, and you can tell me since you just see legs up here behind on Noah, and you just see Gigi like this, and Noah, and I'm just like, no, and her just moaning, he panting, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna stop that note because I'm just like, why, Gigi, why? And then the next morning, it's almost like she forgot she overslept, so she snuck out of there. I'm like, the D must be so good that he kind of knocked her short-term memory out. That looked like, you don't need D like that when you start forgetting stuff. Ooh, it must have been a long time for her, too. I guess, like I said, no, and that's why I kind of wondered, the way they kind of, once they kiss and they start just jumping and having sex and whatever, I kind of wondered, did they used to be sexually active back in the day, but people just didn't know about it? Or Noah just did this new recent thing where he was doing the celibacy thing with Isabella, you know what I'm saying? Because we already know that Gigi has, you know, daughter and stuff, but I'm kind of like, they kind of got to it. It's like, it was not unfamiliar territory, you know what I mean? Or they were sexually active before, you know, in back then. You know how some people just get into it that quickly? I don't know, it just seemed like he knew what, I don't know, it just seemed like, I don't think that's the first time they probably did that, but they shouldn't have done it, period, okay? So she trying to creep up in the house, and here go May sitting there near the stairs like, oh, you up early in the morning, and she like, oh, okay, and then she brings up that she been worried about Jacob. And then again, she keeps saying, like, is it because of her being here and all this negativity, Jacob can't be where he wants to be. And then Gigi explained, like, Jacob originally wanted to play baseball and stuff like that. You know, ministry, you know, preaching and stuff like that, it should not be family business. It's a call from God. And then, but here, May let her know, like, basically in the record, like, okay, so where you at? Out. I didn't see your car move. And I'm thinking, like, here we go. And she didn't say much about anything, but she's like this, like, you know, like, going up the stairs. I forgot what else she had said, but she kind of, like I said, she's mad. You know, I have too sympathy to be angry with you. You must be lonely, and just walking up the stairs. And Gigi couldn't really say nothing, just be like this. Because, like I said, it's like, they could have, it was just kind of waiting to happen. And Miss May already thinks like Gigi is a burden, is the spot and the spawn of Satan or whatever during there, and has caused all these problems. And it is messed up that she's kind of trying to find a way to say Gigi is the problem with Jacob's situation, where to a certain extent, like whatever health conditions or whatever they're trying to hide about Bishop James' condition, she ain't saying, but it's like, it's Gigi's fault. Gigi. But like I said, Gigi, you were wrong, okay? I don't care how good that D was. Is he gonna leave Isabella for that? And would you want somebody who's quick enough? I know to be making these movies and stuff like that. This is not Brown Sugar, okay? Alright, I'm just saying, okay? You know, you at least could have waited and talking about we broke up or something like that. Not to say it would have been better, because it still would have made you rebound, but I'm just saying, you know. But that's what I'm saying. She forgot. She was supposed to leave after it was done. She sat there, like I said, went to sleep and everything. Okay. But, so, the last scene that stood out, I think, because I think I covered mostly everything, was now about to, you know, Sunday, I guess it's Sunday, whatever. And David, surprisingly, comes out of nowhere, is coming, you know, in the parking lot. He spots Gigi and starts about to talk to her and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, I decided to come, because, so like I said, at first he was saying he was still going to leave. Last scene that we seen him in, but this time he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead. And he was just happy and he kind of felt okay. Then this young dude, probably 18, 20, whatever, has a gun in hand, and I already knew like the way he looked when he was coming pointing towards him, even before he said it, like, oh, this ain't gonna be too good, okay. And he was like, this is for my brother. And just that quickly he shoots. They don't show him shooting David, but you see him on the ground, and you see Noah do like a tin hut, and like put the guy on the ground. And you get somebody with some camera who was filming, like, of course other people scattered running around, but filming David just like there, lifeless and bleeding. And I think he kind of must have shot him right in the heart, because like I said, they didn't actually show like the actual, like the shooting. And so she, here's Gigi just like, somebody call, so call ambulance, or like someone call some, and then the captions in. So because when I first thought when they was going to shoot him, and as far as everything, I knew it was possible to be David because somebody was going to get shot. But since Uncle Munster was not here this episode, like it could be David, because people were very frustrated. And, somebody was it might be a chance somebody might retaliate. But to say, if we probably would have seen Uncle Munster, maybe somebody. Now, that would have been an interesting twist, y'all. If that woman that we seen, like I said, was talking to Gigi about her daughter stuff, and she thought about it, would have shot Uncle Munster. Now, that would have been a twist, wouldn't it? But he lived, but he, and stuff. But I'm just saying the fact that he lived or not lived, just the fact if he would have got shot. And we still, 9 times out of 10, now you want to wonder what happened to that girl he had up there in the last episode. So effed up. Because like I said, also in the episode, I remember Gigi, like I said, was talking to Noah about these girls. I think might have been saying this before he banged her out like it was New Year's. Or, a bunch of fireworks. She was saying, like, she knows 10 women usually get these scholarships, and 2 of them have been the ones that don't usually get applications. So it's at least 2 of them or more in a certain amount of years that have been a payoff. Been a payoff, whatever. So we shall see, y'all. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. A lot of more secrets still twirling, whatever. And we found out what she meant. You know what you don't know, whatever. And now she knows what she doesn't know and does know, I guess, So anyway, y'all, yeah, pleasant week, pleasant night, pleasant weekend, hugs and love, and I definitely see y'all in the next episode.